Hi, Namaste. In this edition, I'm going to, as you must be reading in the newspaper, that the government of India is thinking to change the Child Labor Act. And at the same time, there's news that the Juvenile Justice Act would be amended by the government of India, and the age of the persons who is responsible for the heinous crime would be reduced. There would be a gray area between 16 to 18 years. And at the same time, last year, Mr. Kailash Satyarthi from India got the Nobel Prize for his work in the area of child labor. Now, before looking into any problem, we need to have the data so that we can come to some conclusions. Here I have taken this data from the Labor Bureau and the ILO and all that. Now, let's look at the 1971 data first, and then we will make, what I will do is that I will make the ranking of the states in terms of the absolute number of child laborers, because that shows the gravity of the situation. And then from the top 10 states in the next decade, that is 81, and then the next decade, that is 1991, we will see that which state had made the good progress in reducing their rank, that is number one, and in terms of reducing the absolute numbers of child labor from that state. Now, there can be various reasons for the reduction in the child labor, and we will talk about all these things in this series of video. I'll make 5-6 videos on child labor problem in India, and I will upload these videos. You can find it at youtube.com/user/IASTOSS. All right. Let's start with the 1971. Highest to lowest, largest to smallest, and this is what it is. In India, the total rank is given. Wherever you find zero, let's say it's zero, it means it was data deficient. It's not that the child labor was zero, but it was data deficient. I did not have the confirmed data due to some reasons. Forget that. Now, in 1971, come here. In India, there are total 10 million child laborers. 10 million. Imagine 1 crore or 107 lakhs. Huge. And let's look at these top 10 states. Top 10 states are, let me rank these states, 1, 2, right? So Excel sheet provides you with good opportunity to rank. Now, these are the top 10, more than 5 lakh, right? More than 5 lakh. Let me color these red, right? Bright red. Now, these 10 states and India's situation, 1 crore, grave situation just after 23, 24 years the independence. The earlier years were the foundation years, and then we have seen the crisis situation of drought and the wars with China and Pakistan and the starting of the Green Revolution. So 1971 data reflects the situation, child labor. Now, what about 1981? Let's rank again 1981. In absolute terms, when you look at the total India, it's 13 million. It means the number of child labor had increased from 71 to 1981. Now, this comes at the time when we had the emergency. Any economic data must be looked into from the political happenings too. Now, 1971, we could reduce the number of child laborers in India from 13 million to 11 million, 11.2 million, right? Million is 1 million is equal to 10 lakh, right? Now, again, from 1991, this was the defining phase in the Indian economy when we have started with the liberalization and privatization and globalization, as the experts call it. This decade, the last decade of the last century, we had seen the increase in the number of child labor, right? I'll talk about I'll calculate the percentage here. in few minutes. And then from 2001 to 2011, huge progress in terms of reduction in the child labor. This last decade can be called the golden decade for those who are fighting, who are concerned about the child rights in India and the larger picture, human rights. Now, 1981, coming back to 1981, let's rank the states again. India is a federal country and states are responsible for the implementation of the policies. If a state shows the seriousness, certainly any problem can be dealt with, excluding the security problems, excluding the national integrity. Integrity problem can also external aggression, all that. Now, 1981, when you talk about the rank, Orissa, high jump from 11th to 9th, right? And then you look at all the states, there's an increase in the absolute numbers. Almost all the states, the top 10 states, there's absolute increase in number. Now, Uttar Pradesh is relatively there. Look at the Rajasthan, the scenario from 5.8 lakh to 8.1 lakh. Added around 2.2 lakhs extra children in to the labor market, labor force. So each state has their own contribution in making the life worse for the children. Now, from 1981 to 1991, let's rank them. The same thing. Top 10, there is just the circulation of these states from one rank to another state. Now, you look at the Uttar Pradesh, again, increase. Then you look at the Madhya Pradesh, from 16 lakhs to 13 lakhs. So there is a progress. Madhya Pradesh made a huge progress from 1981 to 1991. Then Maharashtra, huge progress. Then again, all these have made the progress, and absolute data also, India made the progress in terms of reduction of the child labor. Its data is really beautiful, right? But the problem is also serious, right? So stay tuned. Try to know at least one problem in detail. Now, from 91 to 2001, when we rank the states from largest to smallest, again these top states, when I say top state, I mean to say that yes, but there's a change in the ranking. Now you talk about Andhra Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh and all these. Rajasthan is making progress in terms of gaining of the rank. There is a progress in the number of child laborers. But when you look at all these states, look at West Bengal. West Bengal made relatively conditions worse for the children. It is reflected from this data. From 5 lakh to 6 lakh in 81, then 7 lakh in 91, then 8 lakh in 2001. Any other state that made continuous increase in the number of child labor? It's because of the inaction of the government. Certainly, the single factor which is responsible for the child labor is the inaction of the government. When you cannot have the comprehensive mechanism to deal with the poverty, to deal with the social security, to deal with the education problem, you don't have the schools, you don't have the employment opportunities, you do not have the comprehensive plan to better the lives of the people, then certainly the weaker section of the society, weaker groups in the society would feel the pinch. They are the people who will have to sacrifice their life. And other state, Uttar Pradesh, from 13 lakhs to 19 lakhs. Huge, the conditions became worse to worse. But this 2001 to 2011 decade, Uttar Pradesh has 8 lakhs. The number of child labor in Uttar Pradesh is equal to Maharashtra plus Bihar next to, and then these 4-5 target states, UP, Maharashtra, Bihar, Now, when you look at the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, then in 2 lakh, around 3 lakh range, we have Madhya Pradesh. Then 2.5 lakh range, we have Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, West Bengal, and then comes Tamil Nadu, right? And then 1.55 lakh range comes Assam, and 1 lakh range there are 4 5 states, including the Orissa, Jharkhand, Punjab. Now, let's dig more into the data. The percentage change from 2001 to 11. Let's calculate this. Excel sheet can help us. Let me take for all India data. This is what we have. If we look at the change from 1971 to 1981, so the formula for change is, you all know, this minus this divided by again this into 100, right? So it's into 100. The percentage change from 71 to 81 is 26%. Then 81 to 1991 we could reduce by 17%. Absolute number, I'm talking about India, all country data. Then from 91 to 2001 there was an increase of 12% in the number of child labor. Absolute number I'm talking about. And then comes the golden age for the child right activist. I say 2001 to 2011, there's a significant decrease of 65%. I said decrease of 65%, no less an achievement. I don't want to bring in the politics here, and I just don't want to say that this government was responsible, that government was responsible. It is the duty of the government, and it seems that we have made a huge progress in last decade, and this progress, this good work should continue in the coming decade, and we should ensure that there's not a single child who is out of the school who has to work for their family, who has to sacrifice their tender childhood for making some product for someone else, some consumer somewhere, right? Any other data? If we let's look at the state-wise data. The percentage change by the states, we have the list of the states, and then what I do is the percentage change in last decade by the states in India. That would give us true picture of how the various states are performing, and then we can bring in the debate of this model versus that model. We can bring in the debate of let's say Gujarat model versus the Kerala model, right? This is the formula. If there is any change, okay, fine. So Uttar Pradesh reduced number of child labor by 53%, right? And so there's this data, percentage change of what? The number of children working in the industry or anywhere according to the law. Now, minus 53%, okay, fine. Maharashtra, minus 34%. There is a decrease of 34%. Then Bihar, 60%. Wow, great. Then comes Andhra Pradesh, 70%. Madhya Pradesh, 73% decrease. Good job. Then comes Rajasthan, 80%. 80%. Now comes Gujarat, 48% decrease, relatively lesser than any other state except Maharashtra. Then Karnataka 69%, 72%, Tamil Nadu 63%, Assam 71%, 75%, and then 77% in Jharkhand. Punjab 49%. Alright, you can download this table from my Facebook group, IAS TOS group. You can download it, and I will talk about what led to this significant decrease in the number of children working in the industry, children working. I will also talk about various provisions, constitutional provisions, various policies of the government, and what can be done, what should be done to deal with this situation. and the amendments which are being proposed. I will talk about the merit of the amendments and the demerits of the amendment. Is there a scope to change the law to make it more better? Is there a scope to implement it in a better way? Or I will talk about, and I will talk about the economics involved. That if there's an increase in the punishment, what is the impact of that punishment on the existing number of children working? Okay, stay tuned. Wait for my next video and subscribe. If you have any suggestion, please mail me at iastossIndia@gmail.com. Thank you. Have a nice time. Bye bye.